One day they both have plaques in Cooperstown. What a pitching matchup we have in store for you tonight. Steve Berthiaume, Bob Redley, Oscar Soria, Rodrigo Lopez along the way on Fox Sports Arizona Plus, our Spanish language broadcast. An absolutely beautiful night here in downtown Phoenix, Arizona. The roof and outfield panels open at Chase Field, the first of a quick two-game series. Games against Aaron Boone's Yankees tonight and again tomorrow afternoon. And Boone's Yankees come in here off a three-game sweep of the Giants. They've won 6 of 7 on this West Coast trip through Anaheim and San Francisco. A trip that concludes with this two-game stop here in Phoenix. Here's the Yankee batting order brought to you by your Valley Chevy dealers.
You may want to buy a program. Some unfamiliar names in this Yankee lineup. They are really dinged up. Brent Gardner, the veteran, will lead it off out in center field. Luke Voit will be at first base. Gary Sanchez recently back in the lineup behind the plate. Gleyber Torres will be at shortstop. Mike Tauchman, the former Rocky, out in right field. Cameron Maben will be in left field. Tyro Estrada at second base. Tyler Wade will be at third base. And left-hander CC Sabathia on the mound.
Yeah, the Yankees lead the major leagues in the injured list. They have a major league high 13 players out right now, and we'll get to that over the course of the ball game. Here, Ram Truck starting pitcher for the Diamondbacks, Zack Greinke, and boy, has he been something. 3 wins in his last 3 starts, beating the Padres, the Cubs, and the Pirates. He's pitched scoreless baseball in each of his last 2 outings.
He was just flat out dominating against that Pirates team on that last road trip. They just never got anything going at all against Zack Greinke in that ball game I mentioned in the open. Shut him out on 2 hits over 7 innings.
And if you take it back to Zach 4 starts ago, his scoreless inning streak is actually at 15 straight coming into tonight. E.D. Marshall Jewelers gives us a look around the diamond at the D-back defense.
David Peralta in left field. Ketel Marte out in center. Big Adam Jones over in right field. Across the infield this evening, Eduardo Escobar, the National League Player of the Week, at third base. Nick Ahmed at short. Wilmer Flores at second base. Christian Walker will be at first, with John Ryan Murphy behind the plate for right-hander Zack Greinke.
Our plate umpire tonight, Chad Fairchild, calling the balls and strikes. Paul Emmel, the crew chief, is at first. Bruce Dreckman's our second base umpire, and Sean Barber's at third. The Yankees, even with all their injuries, and it is amazing, have won 12 of 15. They come in a season high 6 over 500, and trailing only Tampa Bay in the American League East. Brett Gardner will get it started, and we are set to go. The Yankees and the Diamondbacks from Chase Field. Gardner at 220 and 5 homers.
And these two teams up to this point of the season, it's kind of been exactly opposite as far as the schedule goes. The Diamondbacks have only played 7 games against teams under 500 this year. The Yankees have played 25, the most in the majors, against sub-500 teams.
Yeah, it's helped them out, certainly, but boy, what they've been through injury-wise is unbelievable. Gardner looks at a fastball from Greinke. Brett Gardner was the Yankees' primary left fielder last season. This year he's been in center field all year, with Aaron Hicks and Jacoby Ellsbury both injured. Escobar right to him, in on the grass at third. Well, we mentioned Eduardo Escobar being named National League Player of the Week. How often does this happen? Luke Voit was just named American League Player of the Week, and here they are going head-to-head.
How about that? Luke Voit has reached base in the first inning 5 of his last 7 games. In the first inning overall this season, he's got an on-base percentage over 500. Keep him off the bags.
There they are, American League and National League Player of the Week last week. Voit leads the Yankees in RBIs. He has really caught fire on this West Coast trip, says Aaron Boone. Big slugger, former Cardinal, can't check on the slider. It's 0-1. Voit, 283's got 8 homers.
It just looks like Voigt's approach at the plate is something that Zack Greinke could really take advantage of.
I would think.
Gets that front leg up in the air and tries to balance.
Well, he grew up in the Missouri area, loved Mark McGwire as a kid. He tries to hit the ball hard every time. He's one of those sluggers. Like that.
The time is
Voit
7
In his
o'clock
last 7
a.m.
games, has hit 4 homers with 10 RBI, so he's dangerous. StatCast AI, powered by AWS.
He's one of those big, strong guys, as you mentioned, takes a big cut every time, and a lot of his power is to center field and right field.
Just off the plate. Chad Fairchild didn't like it, and it's 2-2.
He's way back there in the back of that right-handed batter's box. We say it all the time. Any part of the foot in contact with any part of the line, you're considered to be in the box.
Slider is low, and Voit has worked at full 3-2.
He's got the longest active streak of games reaching base. 39 straight games he's reached base. That's longest of his career.
Longest active streak of the majors. The catcher Gary Sanchez on deck.
Not the kind of guy you would normally associate with reaching base with consistency.
It is odd, isn't it?
Maybe reaching the seats.
No, he didn't go, says Paul Emmel, and Voit make it 40 consecutive games having reached base.
Able to check on that pitch just off the outside corner that time.
Well, they still have some sluggers up and healthy. One of them right here, the catcher Gary Sanchez, 232. 8 home runs in only 15 games. He leads the Yankees in OPS. Here's Aaron Boone, his second year as Yankees skipper. They won 100 games last year. Sanchez homered both Saturday and Sunday, and the Yankees wins at San Francisco. One of them was a monster grand slam. He had a 3-homer game back on April 7th at Baltimore. Yeah, he can mash.
That was nearly on the concourse there in San Francisco. That is a blast.
They swept all 3 games against the Giants. They had yesterday off. Frankie jams him, gets him to pop up. John Ryan Murphy will have a look. Just into the second row. Now Sanchez just recently back from a left calf strain. Had him on the injured list in the middle of this month. Now you mentioned, Bob, the Yankees' schedule has been very friendly. They've played only 4 of their first 28 games against teams over 500. But starting tonight, their next dozen games come against teams with winning records. They'll face the D-backs, the Twins, the Mariners, and the Rays. 0-2 in the Yankee catcher. Able to check on that slider. A patient approach so far against Greinke. And generally that is the way to get to him. This is with another slider. Tonight's starting pitching matchup, Greinke Sabathia. 2 Cy Young winners, 2 possible future Hall of Famers. Elias says the last time 2 opposing starters totaled this many combined strikeouts, more than 5,400, was August of 2008. That was Greg Maddux, then for the Padres, against the Phillies' Jamie Moyer. Well, it's a tight zone back there for Chad Fairchild to make it 3-2 on Gary Sanchez.
Well, this Yankees team, they do take their base on balls. Only the Seattle Mariners have drawn more walks as an offensive unit than the Yankees this year. 115 now with the walk to Luke Voit.
Sanchez has gone from 0-2 to 3-2. Oh, a little late on that slow curve. Well, he put it right in the middle of the plate that time. Look at Sanchez. What was that?
That ball was almost by him before he decided to swing at it.
Got him on the slider. First strikeout for Greinke, 2 down. That'll bring up the shortstop. Gleyber Torres hitting .264, 5 homers. He homered in their win at San Francisco on Sunday. Had a good series in Anaheim as well. A 6-game hitting streak, our nationwide vision eye on the game. This guy's a really good young player, only 22 years old.
It'll be interesting to see if and when the Yankees get all their pieces back, where everybody fits together.
That's a good point. Some guys are close, others are a lot farther away. There's a fastball on the corner.
I mentioned the Yankees walk a lot. They also strike out a lot. Most in the American League.
.264, 5 homers for the Yankees shortstop. And check. Boy, a lot of sliders here from Greinke. Leaning heavily on that pitch right now.
As we know from Zach Greinke's starts in the past, sometimes it'll be the slider, sometimes the changeup, sometimes he has outstanding command of the fastball. Just kind of goes out there in that first inning or two to figure out what's working, and then may change as the game progresses.
Nick Ahmed by Nick. It's into left center. Voit will stop at second. First hit for the Yankees. A 2-out single by Gleyber Torres brings up Mike Tauchman.
It almost looked like that ball went underneath the arm of Nick Ahmed as he dove to his left that time. Ball was barreled up on the ground and just out of his reach. Now, I thought it went underneath, and indeed it was just out of his reach.
2 on, 2 out for the left-hand batting Tauchman, who we've seen briefly in Colorado each of the last 2 years. He's in there at 186. He's got 3 home runs. Traded by the Rockies to the Yankees near the end of spring training in March. Voit's at second and Torres at first. There's ball 1. Aaron Judge, the Yankees' regular right fielder, hasn't swung a bat in more than a week. There's no timetable for Judge's return. He's got a strained left oblique that Aaron Boone has called pretty significant, so he's likely going to be out a while. Bounce to second. Wilmer Flores is there, and Greinke strands 2. We're at Chase Field. CC Sabathia coming up.
The fans are on their feet.
Now the only man in between Paxton and the history books, a former American League MVP, Josh Donaldson.
To Seager, the pick, the throw. Paxton has done it. It's a no-hitter.
Line drive, back up the middle, base hit for Christian Yelich. Deep down the right field line and gone.
And Yelich comes through again.
It's a cycle for Christian Yelich.
Now a 3-1 for Acuna. Swinging a high fly ball. Deep to left field. Way back. It's gone! The grandest of all home runs.
In the air to deep left field for Tatis Jr. His first home run in the majors is a 2-run blast. There's contact, and then there's that.
Ichiro to right and deep. Back goes Parra, and it's off the wall. 3,000 is in right field, and Ichiro is racing for third. And he's done it.
Adam Jones, as he often is, in the leadoff spot against a left-hander. Set to get it started against your Ram truck starting pitcher for the Yankees, CC Sabathia. Now in his 19th major league season, 247 career wins. He begins tonight. Only 3 strikeouts shy of 3,000.
Let him celebrate somewhere else. Put the bat on the ball here tonight, CC Sabathia. You're going to see a lot of cut fastballs, a lot of sliders. He will mix in the occasional sinker, but mostly a 2-pitch guy, cutter, slider.
Valley Chevy Dealers has the D-backs batting order.
Adam Jones will lead it off out in right field. Ketel Marte in center field. Eduardo Escobar will be at third base. David Peralta out in left field. Christian Walker will be manning first base with Wilmer Flores to his right at second. Nick Ahmed at shortstop. John Ryan Murphy doing the catching for right-hander Zach Greinke.
There's that cutter, misses upstairs. Adam checking in, 294 and 5 homers. Coming off an 0 for 7 in Sunday's 15-inning marathon against the Cubs.
It goes without saying that Carsten Charles Sabathia is not your normal left-hander, but the Diamondbacks have worn out left-handed pitching this year. Best batting average in the major league at 300, fourth in slugging, most doubles, third number of home runs, 165 total bases against lefties. That's the most in the major leagues.
Yeah, they're a little right-hand heavy in terms of their bats, and that's affecting the numbers. Tyler Wade at third, and they retire Adam Jones. Let's take a look around the diamond at the Yankee defense. That's brought to you by E.D. Marshall Jewelry.
Cameron Maybin, former National Leaguer, out in left field. Brett Gardner in center. Mike Tauchman over in right field. Across the infield, it'll be Tyler Wade at third base. Gleyber Torres at shortstop. Tyro Estrada at second base. Big Luke Voit over at first with Gary Sanchez. We'll call it doing the catching for CC Sabathia. Sanchez has some issues back there behind the plate.
He seems to be an offense-first catcher.
Oh, yeah.
Ketel Marte, 250 and 6 homers. That cutter spins him around. Ketel had 2 hits, including a triple on Sunday against the Cubs. He's hit safely in 4 of his last 5 games. Pops it up behind second. Tauchman coming in from right, and he calls off Estrada. Eduardo Escobar, our nationwide vision, eye on the game. What a week it was for the National League Player of the Week. He hit .480 in 6 games last week, 3 homers, 3 doubles, a triple, and 8 runs batted in.
And I think Eduardo Escobar is a perfect example of you can have fun and still be very professional about your job. He gives you a great at bat every time to the plate. He just loves being at the ballpark every day. Great teammate.
2 outs on 5 pitches for Sabathia so far. Escobar coming off that 2-homer game Sunday here. Yesterday named National League Player of the Week. Second time in his career that Eduardo has won that award. He was the American League Player of the Week last June while he was with the Minnesota Twins. Out in front of that changeup, and it's 1-2.
That's a rare pitch for CC Sabathia. He'll only throw a handful of those over the course of a game.
And he's getting by, as you mentioned, Bob, with cutters and sliders. You'll see some sinkers. He rarely throws a pitch at 90 miles an hour. Sanchez wants it upstairs. Escobar lays off, and it's 2-2.
He's fallen behind 1-0 to all 3 hitters he's faced, but everything else he's thrown has been a strike until that last delivery right there.
David Peralta would be next. Yeah, just about half of everything Sabathia throws is that cut fastball. Escobar lifts it to left. Cameron Maybin at the warning track, and he's got it. Scoreless after 1. Greinke and Sabathia.
Seattle Mariners, Felix Hernandez, the 2-2. He got him! It's finally happened! A perfect game by a Seattle Mariner! It was done by the King! Cespedes on the move, he's not going to get it. And it rolls off the side wall, and they're going to wave home Kendrick. The throw to the plate is there, and they got it. Are you kidding me? Wow.
1-0 looking for a fastball.
In the air, right center field. The first one in the Phillies uniform is a bomb into the second deck for Bryce Harper. The Phils lead it 7-4. 9:49 now in Atlanta. 6:49 in Arizona. And a 2-2 to Perez. Swing and a miss, and Randy Johnson has thrown a perfect Robinson Cano in his Mets debut.
Sox one out center. Back goes Robles into the gap to the warning track at the wall, and it's out of here. Robinson Cano goes deep in his first at bat as a New York Met.
Looking for his first hit of the year.
He drives one deep left field. That goes Upton.
Zach sees little details that not many people see.
He locates so well that sometimes you think you could catch him with your eyes closed.
Guys look up to him and respect him.
Being able to just be in the same clubhouse as him is incredible.
Extremely well prepared.
He does his research and he's always looking for something.
His intelligence, his passion for the game is number one in that clubhouse.
Back out there for his second inning of work, Zach Greinke. A walk, a strikeout, and a base hit in the first. He faces Cameron Maybin, the left fielder, to lead off the Yankees' second. Always fun to hear from D-backs players talking about their teammates. We'll have those for you over the course of the year. Maybin 3 for 8. He's only played 3 games with the Yankees. He just joined the team Friday in San Francisco. He was in spring training with the Giants this spring. Spent all of spring training in Scottsdale, but was let go by San Francisco at the end of camp. He signed with Cleveland. Was playing for the Indians AAA team in Columbus and was just sold to the Yankees last week. So they were out there looking for live bodies, especially in the outfield where they've really been decimated by injuries. And Maybin showed up in San Francisco and had 3 hits. This is tapped to second. Flores will have to charge and hurry. Barehand play, and they can't get Maybin, who still runs well. Hit very slowly, not much of a chance for Wilmer there, and the leadoff man's aboard.
A little cue shot right off the end of the bat. Maybin still gets down that line really well with those long strides, just ahead of that throw by Wilmer Flores. Had to make a barehand play. That's the only chance he had.
So Maybin aboard. Here is Thairo Estrada playing second base tonight. The rookie, 23 years old and off to a pretty solid start. 6 hits and 14 at bats, all singles. I think you'll take that for your first 5 major league games ever. Sliders to strike 0-1. DJ LeMahieu had to come out of the Yankees game at San Francisco Sunday. He's got a knee.
He actually has 2 knees, but one of them is injured.
I see what you did there. Nice. The comedy stylings of Bob Brenly. So Thairo Estrada's in at second. Of course, LeMahieu, the former Colorado Rocky, got a 2-year deal with the Yankees this winter. Boy, a whole bunch of sliders from Greinke the first time through this Yankee order.
Well, there was a time you would have to keep a close eye on Cameron Maybin over there at first base. He's got a couple of 40 stolen base seasons under his belt.
.66 on the slow Ephus curveball, and Greinke gets his second strikeout.
Thairo Estrada has to ask himself, is that really fair?
You know what? It's not.
Yeah, he probably hasn't seen anything like that.
All right, so we go from Thairo Estrada to Tyler Wade, who's at third base tonight, 244 in 17 games. He is there. They're on third baseman, I think 4 or 5, the Yankees this year. This is Wade's first career start at third base. He's played a grand total of 6 innings at third in the major leagues. Only a handful of games at third base as a minor leaguer. They are, of course, without Miguel Andujar, who was their third baseman last year. He's got a partial tear in his right labrum. Injured in a game at the end of March. But they hope to have him back soon. He's got minor league rehab games scheduled for this week. And they had Gio Urshela, who's done a really nice job filling in. But Urshela had to lead the Yankees game at the Giants Sunday with a left hand injury. He was hit by a pitch. So even the backups are getting hurt now. X-rays, fortunately, on Urshela was negative. And he's day-to-day, but then again, aren't we all? Overshift is on the first base side. Lays off a slider. It's 1-2. And Wade's the kind of guy you can move around. The Yankees have had him at second base, shortstop. He's played left field. Tonight he's in at third with Urshela coming off that hand injury. Maben, they got him picked off. He flinched. And that's 2 for flinching. Watch the flinch. Then it's too late.
Yeah, at that point, you just hope somebody throws the ball away. He's caught in between. Wasn't quite sure where the ball was, and Eduardo Escobar able to apply the tag.
So base is empty, 2 down, and a 1-2 count on Wade. The pitcher Sabathia on deck. Just off the plate. Now you have an interesting theory about pitching to CC Sabathia that I kind of buy.
CC does not like to move around very much at all, so I would just walk him intentionally. Every time he comes to the plate, make him run the bases.
I don't hate that idea, I got to tell you.
Plus, Brett Gardner behind him is their best stolen base threat in this lineup, and that, puts a log jam in front of him.
Another big slow curveball. Greinke with 3 strikeouts, no score.
Sale winds, he fires. Swing and a miss, strike 3, it's over. The Red Sox have won the World Championship. They win the World Series 4 games to 1. Can you believe it?
And the pitch on the way. Bodie drives one in the air. Deep center field. Back goes Taylor. It's got a chance. It's a grand slam. A grand slam for David Bodie. And the Cubs have won the ball game.
Rivera sets and deals. Strike 3, ball game over. Yankees win. The greatest closer in history now has the most saves in history.
2-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Verlander has done it again. The second no-hitter in his young career.
2 home runs tonight. I'd like to see a hat trick. I don't know about you. Goldschmidt, high drive, out to left. You bet he's done it! 3 home runs!
Here's the pitch. Swinging a hard hit ball inside third, base hit down the left field line. Mazzara gets to third. Adrian going to second. He's got a double for 3,000.
World Champs 2001, my partner at the helm as the D-backs beat the Yankees to win a World Championship. Scott's triple threat, active Major League wins leaders. CC at 247. Justin Verlander is at 208, the Astros starter. And Zach Greinke coming up on 200. Might see that later this year.
Yeah, that'd be something. Yeah, a year of historic achievements. We mentioned CC Sabathia, 3 punch-outs away from 3,000 for his career. And he spent a lot of time over the course of his career on the disabled list.
Yeah, that's true.
6'6". They list him at 300 pounds in the Yankees media guide. And as I mentioned, we were kind of joking around before the ball game. Walk him intentionally every time he comes to the plate. He had a beef with the Red Sox last year. Eduardo Nunez tried to bunt for a base hit, and CC said that's weak. He just doesn't like to move off that mound.
David Peralta, 325 and 4 homers, leads off the bottom of the second inning. A slider's his strength. David begins the series riding a 4-game hit streak. He homered here Saturday. Well, CC had a large group of friends and family in attendance for his previous start on this trip. That was against the Angels in Anaheim. They were hoping for history, but he did not pitch well. 3 strikeouts in 5 innings against the Angels, so there was no historic moment to be seen. But looking for history here tonight, he's got a second chance. He would become only the 17th pitcher in Major League Baseball history to get to 3,000 strikeouts. And just the second lefty ever to make that list, behind Randy Johnson and Steve Carlton. So you're talking about some very exclusive company here. It would be I don't know, it'd be kind of neat to see, I think. 3, let's just give him 3 and then that's it.
It's kind of funny how that works. A young player will go to the plate if he's sitting on $29.99 and they will grind at it back. But there are veterans out there that would say, what the heck, it's CC Sabathia. He's probably going to the Hall of Fame. I don't mind being his 3,000th.
We'll show the highlight for a while anyway. Christian Walker on deck. 2-2 on David Peralta. I caught looking at that sinker. And there's 1 strikeout. Sabathia now 2 shy of 3,000.
The sinker really doesn't sink much. It just doesn't cut. He throws so many cut fastballs that when he does throw what he calls a sinker, it looks fairly straight to me.
I think that guy had the wrong sign up. He's skipping ahead. Christian Walker, 6th in the National League with that OPS over 1,000. Batting .316 with 7 homers. The sliders a swing and a miss, 0-1. Christian had a couple of hits. He walked twice as well Sunday against Chicago. They got a cutter up and missed it. It's 0-2. Sabathia does not come in here exactly rolling. We mentioned the start against the Angels. That was last Wednesday. He gave up 5 runs in 5 innings, including 3 home runs in that ball game. Got a no decision. 1-2 on Christian Walker. This is up with a cut fastball, and it's 2-2. Wilmer Flores, the second baseman, on deck. It's not a strike. That has not been a strike yet tonight from Chad Fairchild. CC doesn't get the call, and it's a full count, 3-2. Greinke didn't get that pitch either.
Backdoor breaking ball. It never quite gets to the corner right there.
CC was walking off. Karsten Charles Sabathia.
Try it again.
Foul ground, first base side. Voit can't get there, and Walker stays alive. One thing to keep in mind, it's not like CC is going to go deep into this ball game. He's gone exactly 5 innings in each of his 3 starts this year.
62 pitches in his first outing against the White Sox, and then 86 in each of the next 2 starts.
He did not allow an earned run in his first 2 outings this year. Had a no decision against the White Sox when he pitched 5 innings of 1-hit baseball. Followed that with a win over the Royals despite walking 4 in 5 innings. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here it is. Got him. One away from 3,000.
Christian Walker's been swinging through a lot of hittable pitches recently. That's a cutter, letter high out over the plate, a pitch that he would normally drive out toward right center or right field. But as I said, swinging through a lot of hittable pitches lately.
Sabathia has retired all 5 he's faced. 2 strikeouts. Here's Wilmer Flores. Cutters is striking at 0-1. Can he strike out the side to get to 3,000? Wilmer checks in at 224. He's hit safely in each of his last 3 starts.
A little bit of history here. Wilmer Flores 3 for 5 lifetime against CC Sabathia.
Well, they faced each other in the Subway Series. No, he didn't, says Paul Emmel. 2-1. Years as a major league pitcher, 247 career wins, nearly 3,500 innings on a major league mound. Wilmer Flores sends one deep to left field. Maben at the wall. It's gone. Wilmer Flores is first as a Diamondback, and it's 1-0 D-backs.
Once again, a cutter up and out over the plate. His command of that pitch hasn't been great in the early going, and Wilmer Flores, with a lot of wrists right there, just flips that ball out of here to left field to put the D-backs on the board and hopefully quiet the Yankee fans here at Chase Field tonight.
That's a Jumbo Jack. Free Jumbo Jack tomorrow with Jack in the Box with the purchase of a large drink. The shortstop is Nick Ahmed. There's the cutter. First home run for Wilmer with his new ball club. Nick in there at 257. He's homered twice. And Sabathia 1 strike away from 3,000 punchouts for the career. CC's got his family here at Chase Field. A strike away from 3,000. Tap to first. It backs up Voit. It's a race to the bag. Nick Ahmed hustles up the line, and the inning continues.
Did I mention CC doesn't like to get off the mound?
You brought that up.
Yeah, he's just going to observe, and Luke Voit has to go an extra step to his right, and that allows Nick to win that foot race to the bag.
Well, here's a former Yankee draftee. It's John Ryan Murphy, who was a second-round pick by the Yankees in the '09 draft out of Bradenton, Florida. The D-back catcher, 242 and 3 home runs. John Ryan selected in that draft by the Yankees and then was dealt to the Twins in a deal for Aaron Hicks. Hicks is one of the Yankees walking wounded right now. And now, of course, the Diamondback. Picked up at the trade deadline a couple of years ago. Yanks that cutter down the line, foul.
Now that'll happen to a lot of those Sabathia cutters and sliders. If he throws them on the inside part of the plate to right-handed hitters, it's tough to keep it fair.
Once again, Sabathia's one strike away. Here's CC's family and friends with us here tonight. 1 ball and 2 strikes on John Ryan Murphy. Oof.
Good rip at a pitch up that time. Well, you mentioned it before. Sabathia's not overpowering. Everything has a little bit of movement. The cutter comes in. The slider's a little bit more off speed with movement into a right-hander. He'll throw that occasional sinker that has a little bit of tailing action, but not overpowering with his velocity.
There's history. 3,000 strikeouts for CC Sabathia. Just the 17th pitcher in baseball history to reach 3,000 strikeouts and only the 3rd lefty.
He's going to have to celebrate quickly because he's leading off the next half inning.
I think they're going to give him his moment. He's earned it. What a career it's been. 19 years in the big leagues, close to 250 victories, and now exactly 3,000 strikeouts.
Yeah, those are all his baseball-related numbers, but he's probably done as much, if not more, than any player in the major leagues when it comes to charitable contributions and lending his name to causes. Outstanding.
He has been a class act the whole way through. It all started back in the 1998 draft, a first-round pick by the Indians, and here he is all those years later making history. D-backs with a 1-0 lead back after this.
Deep to left field. This ball's high. It's deep. Number 600 for Jim Thome. Welcome to the 600 Club.
Very nice, Jim Thome. 2 on, 2 out. 10th inning. That's in the air to left. Here comes Fisher. Throw by Ethier. Astros win it. In time.
Looking for his first hit of the year. He drives one. Deep left field. That goes Upton. Back near the wall. It's out of here. Bartolo has done it. The impossible has happened.
The fans are on their feet.
Now the only man in between Paxton and the history books, a former American League MVP, Josh Donaldson.
To Seager, the pick, the throw. Paxton has done it. It's a no-hitter.
Wait a minute. Scott Service has come out.
The final time coming off a Major League field.
Now a 3-1 for Acuna. Swinging a high fly ball. Deep to left field. Way, way back. It's gone! The grandest of all home runs.
Murphy, John Ryan, strikeout victim number 3,000, so good to see there's no hard feelings there. CC wanted to make sure, so here he is to lead off the 3rd against Zach Greinke, who now holds a 1-0 lead after the Wilmer Flores home run. Looks like CC might want to run the bases. This was the moment. His family and friends with us here at Chase Field tonight.
His wife Amber, 2 sons, Karsten Charles III and Carter Charles, also 2 daughters, Jaden and Sia, all here to enjoy the moment.
They were in Anaheim, didn't get to see it last week, but they got number 3,000 here in Phoenix. Well, the good news is he got the record. D-backs got the lead, so everybody's happy, right?
We'll take that trade off.
Every time. Greinke has 3 strikeouts so far. He's walked 1, given up 2 hits, both singles.
CC's been a decent hitter throughout his career. 124 plate appearances. Has drawn 2 walks, which is pretty remarkable for a pitcher. Has 25 hits. That's a .212 batting average. Has 3 homers.
Did a fair amount of hitting in his half season in Milwaukee, but that's pretty much been it. And Greinke has now punched out 3 straight Yankees. Here's the leadoff man, Brett Gardner.
That's because he was pitching every other day for the Brewers there at the end of that playoff run.
That was a remarkable run for
really
CC.
Was.
He didn't think a lick about his pending free agency. It was all about complete games and shutouts. Brett Gardner.
Was that Greinke first time through the Yankees order, through first pitch strikes to 8 of the 9 hitters, had 3 0-2 counts, 4 1-2 counts.
He's starting to settle in. Gardner grounded out to lead off the ball game. Gardner streaky at the plate this year. He's trending a little bit down right now, stuck in a 1-for-17 slide. He's in center field. Yankees without Aaron Hicks, who hit 27 home runs for them last year playing center. Hicks has had 2 cortisone injections for chronic back pain, but they think he might be ready to go by later this week. We haven't seen Jacoby Ellsbury in a while. He hasn't played since October of 2017 after hip surgery. And so Gardner has moved over to center for most of this year. Greinke's ahead 1-2.
A note that was online just a couple of days ago said that Troy Tulowitzki and Aaron Hicks could be close to playing in games in Tampa in rehab outings. I mentioned Miguel Andujar could possibly get into some extended spring games in the very near future.
Yeah, those are scheduled for this week. They're hoping they can avoid surgery for Andujar because that would end his season with that partial tear in the labrum. But even if he comes back, there's concerns about throwing from third with a torn labrum, obviously. So maybe Andujar plays some first base or does some DHing. Punches it away from the shift by Escobar. It's a 1-out single for Gardner.
Hey fans, the day after every D-backs win, get 50% off all pizzas at regular menu price using promo code D-backs50 at papajohns.com.
Luke Voit now. Big first baseman has become something of a cult figure for Yankee fans. He walked his first time up.
That base hit right there by Brett Gardner, an example of what the Yankees have done really well this season. Beat the shift with ground balls. That's their 27th ground ball hit against the shift. That's the most in the major leagues, and we know the Diamondbacks are the best in the major leagues at getting outs with the overshifts. Something's got to give.
Well, Luke Voit has been one of their hottest hitters. 4 homers in his last 7 games, and he says it's because, speaking of Miguel Andujar, he has started using Andujar's bats. It's a 34-inch, 31-ounce model. It's a very comfortable bat. It's a lighter bat for him. He says it lets him catch up to fastballs a lot better. Got that one right there. What a play by Nick Ahmed, and they rolled it. Nick Ahmed, the Gold Glover at shortstop. Bottom third coming up. D-backs lead the Yankees 1-0.
He's just keeping the ball away from Bohr the whole game. He wants to get it. There, ball
behind the back slip, and he got him. Oh, wow.
Oh, my gosh.
Out on the run is Liriano, and he makes the catch. An amazing catch. Sails the throw back to first base, and this is in time on the fly from Ramon Liriano.
And he swings and drives one left center field deep. Hernandez back at the wall. Goodbye. Home run. Steve Pearce.
High fly ball into left. Back at the wall. He's got another. How about Steve Pearce?
Sale winds, he fires. Swing and a miss, strike three, it's over. The Red Sox have won the World Championship. They win the World Series 4-1. Can you believe it?
2-0 pitch. Swinging. There it is. Here comes Osmus. The start and tie. Mitch wants to make it a double. He didn't get the trademark, but he did get 3,000 hits.
Well, that is 50 Cent. Curtis Jackson. And his first pitch was not great. Just a bit outside.
That was Curtis Jackson. I don't even like when he comes around. I don't even want him around here. 50 Cent is the best.
And the pitch on the way. Bodie drives one in the air.
Major League Baseball news and notes. Fernando Tatis Jr., the sensational Padres shortstop, on the injured list. He's got a hamstring. Well, as you pointed out, actually he's got two. Anthony Rendon, the Nationals third baseman, on the injured list. He's got a left elbow bruise. And the Orioles pitchers have allowed a major league record 73 home runs before we get to May.
Not only a major league record, they've blown the previous record clean out of the water. 23 more home runs allowed than the 96 Tigers.
Well, it is a hitter's park after all.
Yeah, there you go.
That's probably it. Zach Greinke, who as a pitcher has now worked 18 consecutive scoreless innings, will lead off the bottom of the third against CC Sabathia. Well, we've seen Greinke homer. We've seen him have multi-homer games. We've seen him triple at Pittsburgh in his last start. 6 for 13 this year.
Well, and you can be sure he has a game plan against CC Sabathia. Like everything else, he pays a lot of attention to detail. He's probably looked at video of CC and how he's pitched opposing pitchers in the past. He's looking for that cutter in, step in the bucket, and jerk it down the third base line.
Having to pop up. Yeah, CC Sabathia really doesn't have a straight four-seam fastball. He almost never throws a pitch at 90 miles an hour. That's a lot of cutters and sliders, some sinkers, and the occasional changeup. He's got Greinke out in front. There's the change, and that's 4 strikeouts for Sabathia. See, that's the kind of pitch that would catch Zach Greinke off guard, because he didn't really throw that pitch, as you pointed out, very often.
Caught him by surprise right there, expecting either that cutter or slider working its way into him, but instead got a straight changeup.
Well, Adam Jones has seen more than enough of CC Sabathia over the years, both of them in the American League East.
Yeah, with his at-bat in the first inning now, 91 career at-bats for Adam Jones against the big left-hander.
Adam grounded out to third to lead off the ball game for the D-backs. D-backs a 1-0 lead. Wilmer Flores, a solo homer in the second inning, his first of the year. This is only the 4th time the Yankees have ever been to Chase Field in the regular season. That's not counting 2001, of course. In the air, left center, Maben and Gardner. Brett Gardner will take it. Yankees were here in 04. They were here in 2010. Last visit was 2016, which was the last time we played against the American League East. Here's Ketel Marte. He flying out to right his first time. Marte, the switch hitter, he's been very effective as a right-hand batter, hitting .306 from the right side with 4 homers. He's already twice this year homered from both sides of the plate in the same game.
And you get the feeling he may do it a couple more times this year. I mean, it's kind of a rarity, but when Ketel's seeing the ball well and taking that short, compact swing, home runs tend to come in bunches.
Gleyber Torres backhands that at shortstop. And CC Sabathia works a 1-2-3 third. D-backs have a 1-0 lead.
to deep left field for Tatis Jr. His first home run in the majors is a 2-run blast. There's contact, and then there's that.
And they're going to wave him around. The throw misses a cutoff man. Shot into the plate. And the play, Derek Jeter with one of the most unbelievable plays you will ever see by a shortstop.
That's number 30. Where will this one land? Come close again. Are you kidding me? Those aren't just home runs. Those are moon shots.
Rivera sets and deals. Strike three. Ball game over. Yankees win. The greatest closer in history now has the most saves in history.
Here's a ground ball right side, could do it. The Houston Astros are world champions for the first time in franchise history. And building to this moment, world champions.
1-0 looking for a fastball.
In the air, right center field. The first one in the Phillies uniform is a bomb into the second deck for Bryce Harper. The Phils lead it 7-4.
Frankie flipped that Ephus pitch up there, the big slow curveball. It registers 66.1 on the radar gun here at the ballpark, but they have what they call perceived velocity. It depends on where the pitcher releases the ball. And generally, Zach is going to release a curveball sooner in his delivery than he releases a fastball or a hard slider, so it looks even slower to the hitter.
Gary Sanchez, the strikeout victim. His first time up. The Yankees catcher leads off the fourth against Greinke. It's a fastball. John Ryan Murphy near the screen, but it's out of play. I'll mention Zach Greinke has now pitched 18 consecutive scoreless innings. The last 2 runs Greinke has allowed were solo homers against the Padres at Chase Field. That was 3 starts ago. So in total, he has pitched scoreless baseball in, let's see, 21 of his last something innings. Yeah. 21 of his last 23 scoreless baseball. That's a fair ball. It's in the corner. Gary Sanchez, a leadoff double.
You mentioned it earlier, partner. He is an offense-first catcher, no doubt about it. But that offense has got to carry his defense behind the plate. He's a major source of power in the middle of this Yankees lineup.
And he's one of these exit velocity guys. That was 114 miles an hour off the bat. He can really crunch it. Shortstop Gleyber Torres had a base hit his first time up. Torres comes into this series with that 6-game hitting streak. He homered Sunday at San Francisco. He's a good young player, just 22. That's headed for the right field corner. And it's a fair ball. It's in the bullpen, and that'll tie the ball game. So much for the 18-inning scoreless streak. It's 1-1.
A slider that just didn't take as much break as I think Zach was expecting right there. Kind of stayed on the outer third of the plate for Torres. And well, we've seen a lot of hard hit balls right in that area. The warning track right in front of the visitors' bullpen, and that one up and over for a book rule double.
RBI for Torres. Here's Mike Tauchman, the right fielder. Tauchman grounded out to second to end the first. Mention Aaron Judge is not here. He's got a left oblique strain that may keep him out a while, so Tauchman's got a chance to get some playing time. Aaron Judge is with the Yankees on this road trip. Trying to be a good teammate. Greinke 50 pitches, 33 strikes. He has walked 1 and struck out 4. Tauchman, with all these Yankee injuries, has already had the same number of major league plate appearances with New York in 1 month that he had in Colorado over the last 2 seasons combined. So this is the opportunity he's waited for. Doesn't get the low strike call from Chad Fairchild on the changeup, and it's 2-1. Back-to-back doubles open up the Yankee 4th. Peralta on the run and left near the line. He's got it. And that's the first out. Brings up Cameron Maybin.
Well, we talked about what a good pitching matchup this was. 2 guys that possibly headed for the Hall of Fame when their careers are over someday. These are also the 2 hottest teams in the major leagues. The Yankees come in 11-2 since April 16th. The Diamondbacks 9-3 over that same stretch. That's 1-2 in the major leagues.
Yeah, Yankees a season high 6 over 500. They've won 6 of 7 on this West Coast road trip. Anaheim, San Francisco, now Phoenix. Big cut there by Maybin on that slider up, and it's 0-1. Maybin in left field. The Yankees are minus Clint Frazier, who suffered a small tear in his left ankle last week. Frazier has been running on a treadmill. He's done some hitting in the cage. They think he could be back in about a week. And his name to the list. Popped him up behind second. Flores calling for it. 2 outs.
Hey fans, you can receive 15% off at the Arizona Diamondbacks team shop when you use the card by Gila River Hotels and Casinos.
Well, Torres still at second. Here's the second baseman, Thairo Estrada. He struck out his first time. Mentioned no DJ LeMahieu for the Yankees tonight. He had to leave their game in San Francisco Sunday with some knee inflammation.
The Yankees hacking in this inning. They haven't taken a strike in this inning. That's the 11th pitch for Zach Greinke. Every time he's come close to that strike zone, they've been ready to swing at him.
Funny, they were very patient the first time through, and Zach was throwing a lot of sliders. Much more aggressive second time through the order. Tried the slow curve and missed.
We talked a lot about the Yankees on the injured list. 15 players. That adds up so far to 381 days lost for those injured players. Just as a point of comparison, the Diamondbacks have had 6 players on the injured list, losing 186 days of player service.
This is trouble in left center. David's got it. They strand Torres, but the Yankees get the equalizer. We're tied at 1.
Two home runs tonight.
I'd like to see a hat trick. I don't know about you.
Goldschmidt, high drive, out to left. You bet he's done it! 3 home runs!
Well, that is 50 Cent. Curtis Jackson. And his first pitch was not great. Just a bit outside.
That was Curtis Jackson. I don't even like when he comes around. I don't even want him around here. 50 Cent is the best.
2-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Verlander has done it again. The second no-hitter in his young career.
The fans are on their feet.
Now, the only man in between Paxton and the history books, a former American League MVP, Josh Donaldson.
To Seager, the pick, the throw. Paxton has done it. It's a no-hitter.
Out on the run is Liriano, and he makes the catch. An amazing catch. Sails the throw back to first base, and this is in time on the fly from Ramon Liriano.
2 on, 2 out. 10th inning. That's in the air to left. Here comes Fisher. Throw by Ethier. Astros win it in time.
Fly ball out into center
field. Bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be Escobar, Peralta, and Walker, and hopefully more for the Diamondbacks. Hey, fans, you can participate in the D-backs 50-50 charity raffle presented by the Arizona Lottery from home, along with the fans right here at Chase Field. This is your chance to win half of the pot and help the kids in our community. Tickets can be purchased online during every D-backs home game, televised on Fox Sports Arizona at dbacks.com/50-50 raffle. The winning number will be revealed in tonight's D-backs live post-game show, so stay tuned to see if you've won.
Reigning National League Player of the Week, Eduardo Escobar leads off the D-back 4th against CC Sabathia. Yeah, 50-50s already, over $32,000. Big crowd here tonight. Roof and panels open. Just a beautiful night to be at the ballpark. It is gorgeous here.
I would venture a guess that you'd have a hard time finding a Yankees jersey in any sporting goods store in the Valley.
There's 1 or 2 of them in the
yeah.
in the seats, I can tell you that.
Great crowd.
Now, we talked about that when we were on the last road trip. I mean, this homestand, Cubs, 3 against the Cubs, 2 against the Yankees. It's some of the landmark franchises across major leagues. It adds a little extra zip to the series. Escobar gets it in the air, left center. Maben on the run. Gardner's there. They can't get it. Escobar's on the run. There's a leadoff double. Boy, is he hot.
That ball was in the air for a long time, but he put it in the exact spot it had to be to drop out there in left center field, perfectly splitting the 2 defenders. Maben and Gardner both on the run. Neither one could get there in time.
Eduardo Escobar in his previous 20 games hitting over 360. He's got his 8th double of the year. And here's David Peralta. David struck out looking at a low sinker his first time up.
Moving.
Gleyber Torres right behind the runner Escobar at second base. Estrada back on the grass at second, and they hit it right up the middle. Boy, Torres was in the perfect spot. They retired David 1 away.
Well, I'll tell you what, that ball was smoked up the middle of the field, but what good base running out there by Eduardo Escobar. He knew Torres was playing right behind him. Your natural reaction at the runner at second base is on a ball hit to your left, it's usually safe to advance on to third base, but Escobar knew exactly where the Yankee shortstop was and went back to the bag, forced him to throw across the diamond for the out.
Christian Walker, a strikeout victim his first time. Turned out to be number 2,999 on Sabathia's career list. Later in that inning, he got John Ryan Murphy for 3,000. Missed in with that cutter.
CC Sabathia so far in this ball game has had 7 swings and misses from D-backs hitters. 3 of those were by Christian Walker.
Well, you mentioned he's been swinging through some fastballs lately.
Yeah, and he was my pick to click today against Sabathia, and those cutters, sliders coming into him. I figured he'd look for one and get that bat head out front like that.
Belts it to left, but Maben runs it down. 2 outs.
Anytime the D-backs score 5 runs or more, Taco Bell is giving away 3 free crunchy beef tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 the following day at participating locations.
Well, if Wilmer Flores was your pick to click, you made the right choice. Before we make ours, you would home make yours. Wilmer got his first of the year in the 2nd inning. Open up the scoring. D-backs had a 1-0 lead. Yankees got the tying run in the fourth. Back-to-back doubles by Sanchez and Torres. Boy, Sabathia gave up the double. 3 pitches later, he's got 2 outs. Tied up Wilmer inside. This was Flores in the second.
And a high cutter. Came off the bat just over 99 miles an hour, and it went far enough. 382 to straightaway left field.
They had Wilmer in the home run column. Able to lay off that changeup out there, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Wilmer, familiar, of course, with the Yankees and CC Sabathia, having played 6 seasons with the Mets. Part of that Subway Series. Slider is low, and now it's 3-0 with Nick Ahmed on deck. Sabathia has struck out 4. He's not walked a batter. Try to get Escobar home from second with 2 outs. There's his sinker at the knees for a strike. Dodgers at San Francisco tonight. The Giants have a 1-0 lead against Walker Buehler. They're in the fourth. Rockies beaten at Milwaukee. Brewers won 4-3 in Miller Park. Base hit. Here comes Escobar. Here's the throw from Tauchman. It's offline. Wilmer is in there at second. And it's 2-1 Diamondbacks. Wilmer Flores, a big 2-out RBI hit.
Now the home run may be a little surprising from Wilmer Flores, but this is not surprising. Good contact hitter, sees a pitch away from him, shoots that hole on the right side of the infield. Tauchman's throw to the plate well offline. Sanchez came out from behind the plate and tried to get Flores going first to second, but his throw was offline at second base.
So Wilmer has both Diamondback RBIs, a home run and a single. A chance now for Nick Ahmed to tack on one more. Nick singled his first time up. Won a foot race to the first base bag with Luke Voit. So Nick has now hit safely in 5 of his last 6 games. And he is batting about .420 versus left-hand pitching this year. Well, the Dodgers have answered in San Francisco. They now have a 3-1 lead. LA, they're in the fourth. Padres lost Fernando Tatis Jr. to the injured list. He's got a hamstring injury. They won, however, tonight in Atlanta 4-3, beat the Braves. D-backs 2 runs, 4 hits. Yankees 1 run, 5 hits. Broken bat bouncer. Torres charges from shortstop. But Wilmer Flores, who homered in the second, gets an RBI single in the fourth, and it's 2-1 Diamondbacks.
Robinson go in his Mets debut. Sox one out to center. Back goes Robles into the gap to the warning track at the wall, and it's out of here. Robinson Cano goes deep in his first at bat as a New York Met.
Looking for hit number 1 from Franchi Cordero.
He struck him out. The Dodgers have thrown a combined no-hitter.
on the 13th and final strikeout of the game.
In the air to deep left field for Tatis Jr. His first home run in the majors is a two-run blast. There's contact, and then there's that.
Here's a ground ball right side, could do it. The Houston Astros are world champions for the first time in franchise history.
And building to this moment, world champions.
That is absolutely clobbered. Good gosh, where is that going to land? Oh my, what a bomb! Testing the limits of Safeco Field.
Zach Greinke holds a 2-1 lead over the Yankees as we start the fifth at Chase Field. Don't forget to sign up for 2 seats on the Nissan D-Backs Fan Express bus for selected games. You can text Fan Express, all one word, to 76925. And along with a ride to the game, you get 2 tickets for the D-Backs Legend Suite with catered food and beverage, and a meet and greet with a former D-Backs star. First trip coming up May 11th against the Braves. Leaves from Salt River Field. So text Fan Express, all one word, to 76925 and get on the bus, Gus. Tyler Wade, third baseman, leads off the fifth. He struck out his first time up. Well, Zach Greinke had to do some work in that first. He had a 1-out walk, then a 2-out single, but stranded 2. He threw 21 pitches in that first inning. But since then, a 13-pitch second, an 11-pitch third. That included that double play ball. And coming off a 13-pitch fourth. So 60 pitches for Greinke. 38 for strikes. So far, Zach has walked 1. He's punched out 4. Behind on Wade, 2 balls and a strike with the pitcher Sabathia on deck. David Peralta to the wall in left. 4 straight retired by Greinke.
Yeah, we mentioned that the Yankees have more ground ball base hits against a shift than any other team in the major leagues. And with that in mind, the Diamondbacks haven't been shifting as much as they normally do. Only for Brett Gardner and Tyler Wade have they put on somewhat of a pull shift.
And the D-backs, when they do put that shift on, have the lowest opponent's batting average in the major leagues, which means their over shifts are the most effective in baseball. CC struck out his first time. D-backs looking to get back in the win column. They've lost 2 straight after winning 5 in a row. 3 over 500 for Torey Lovullo's ball club coming into tonight. They close out the current homestand against these Yankees tomorrow afternoon. That's a 12:40 start. Merrill Kelly against Masahiro Tanaka. Diamondback Live pregame show comes your way at high noon. Try the ephus and miss the corner. Brett Gardner, the leadoff man, will be next. CC putting up a fight. That's that hard changeup from Greinke at 88. Struck him out. That's 5 for Greinke, who set down 5 in a row.
Watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to stream live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
Brett Gardner has grounded out, singled, 1 for 2. He's in a Pete Rose crouch up there. Remember when Gardner was a hustling youngster? He first came up with the Yankees in 08. Got a World Series ring the next year. Now he's a Yankee veteran in his 12th season in the big leagues, all with New York. Boy, when he was younger, he could really run. Stole 47 bases in 2010 and led the league the next year with 49 steals. He still runs pretty well.
And you mentioned that Pete Rose-like crouch. He has a reputation for ducking underneath high pitches. Staying in that crouch, making a pitch look like it's a lot higher than it really is.
Well, he's only 5'11". I guess you use your height to your advantage any way you can. Low curve is a strike, and it's 2-2. Well, you'd always prefer to face Luke Voit where the base is empty. Big power hitting first baseman on deck. Slow curve, line to Escobar. Zach Greinke, a 1-2-3/5. He's retired 6 straight.
Two home runs tonight.
I'd like to see a hat trick. I don't know about you.
Goldschmidt, high drive, out to left. You bet he's done it! 3 home runs!
Sale winds, he fires. Swing and a miss, strike 3, it's over. The Red Sox have won the World Championship. They win the World Series 4 games to 1. Can you believe it?
That's number 30. Where will this one land? Come close again. Are you kidding me? Those aren't just home runs. Those are moonshots.
Wait a minute. Scott Service has come out. The final time coming off a Major League field.
Deep to left field. This ball's high. It's deep. Number 600 for Jim Thome. Welcome to the 600 Club. Very nice, Jim Thome.
And he swings and drives one left center field deep. Hernandez back at the wall. Goodbye. Home run, Steve Pearce.
High fly ball into left. Back at the wall. He's got another. How about Steve Pearce?
D-backs nursing a 2-1 lead as we head to the middle of the 5th here at Chase Field. Time to take a look at this day in baseball history, brought to you by Geico. We go back to 1923. The Yankees signed a 18-year-old kid out of Columbia University named Lou Gehrig, and as they say, the rest was history.
Sure was.
Woo.
The Iron Horse.
Man, I mean, just
those Ivy League guys, they can't play.
You know how they are. Yeah. Triple Crown winner, 6 times World Series, 7-time All-Star, 2-time MVP. Hall of Famer. I mean,
start the Yankeeography.
Yeah, no kidding. His average season in the major leagues was .340 with 37 homers and 149 driven in and 141 scored. That was his average major league season over 17 years.
John Ryan Murphy, a strikeout victim to win the second. He was number 3,000 on CC Sabathia's all-time list. Murphy down the line, but he yanked it foul. That's that cutter. Sabathia has struck out 4 tonight. He's not walked a batter. We're talking about some of CC's career highlights, and we mentioned that half season in Milwaukee, which was 2008. He was about to hit free agency, so Cleveland had to move him. They traded him to the Brewers in July. Indians actually got Michael Brantley in that deal in return, so it worked out for them. But CC made 17 starts in Milwaukee, went 11-2, and pitched to a 1.65 ERA, and never once, this was what was really remarkable, never once appeared to care a lick about free agency, and I'm just going to cruise control my way through this and then cash in the offseason. 17 starts in Milwaukee. He threw 7 complete games, including 3 shutouts. It was a tremendous run.
And a lot of those, if not most of those, came on short rest.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he volunteered to pitch on 3 days rest, knowing what was at stake for the Brewers.
This says a lot about the kind of guy he's been over this long career.
Yep.
That was one of the great trade deadline acquisitions we've seen in a long time. And then the next year he went to the Yankees. He got the big bucks. And over the next 5 seasons won 88 games and twice led the league in wins. Speaking of big bucks, Greinke on deck. And John Ryan takes a cut at that slider. He struck out twice against Sabathia. 1 out in the 5th.
Ryan Murphy strikeout victor number 3,000 and 3,002. Chases that slider down in the dirt that time.
Zach Greinke, a strikeout victim his first time. Popped it up near the screen. Sanchez has room, and he's got it. Nice play by Sanchez. That started, as it always seems to, coming back toward home plate.
And you don't always feel it inside Chase Field with the roof and panels open, but there is some wind that play down there at field level, and that one caught just enough wind to push it back into play for Gary Sanchez.
2 down, bases empty for Adam Jones, who's 0 for 2. Well, Sabathia, the way he's pitched tonight, has some wiggle room here. His high for the year in terms of pitch count is 86. And he's done that in each of his last 2 starts, going 5 innings each. He has yet to pitch into the 6th inning this year. But so far, 68 pitches, 42 for strikes. Behind on Adam Jones, 2-0. Everything's up. The cutter's upstairs. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Ketel Marte on deck. Yankees overload the left-hand side of the infield against Adam Jones. Luke Voit, the only defender between first and second. Cutter's there, and it's full 3-2. Here's the first base on balls issued by Sabathia tonight, and Marte will hit. Cattell so far 0 for 2.
We've well documented that John Ryan Murphy was CC Sabathia's 3,000th strikeout victim. My staff is hard at work. Number one was back on April 8th of 2001. Mike Kincaid of the Indians struck out in the first inning. That's a long list of names.
Wait, that was number one?
That's what I'm told by my staff.
Yeah, but he pitched for the Indians. Your staff is messed up again, I think. That third base for Tyler Wade. I'm telling you, just clean out the whole office. Get rid of all of them. 2-1 D-backs after 5.
Drive back up the middle, base hit for Christian Yelich. Deep down the right field line and gone.
And Yelich comes through again.
It's a cycle for Christian Yelich.
Looking for hit number 1 from Franchi Cordero.
He struck him out. The Dodgers have thrown a combined no-hitter.
And on the 13th and final strikeout of the game.
Here's the pitch. Swinging a hard hit ball inside third, base hit down the left field line. Mazzara gets to third. Adrian going to second. He's got a double for 3,000.
Rivera sets and deals. Strike 3. Ball game over. Yankees win. The greatest closer in history now has the most saves in history.
Yelich knocks one to the gap in right center. This could be the one. He's going to be held to a double. He's trying for 3. He's going to do it. Get down. He's in there.
Robinson Cano in his Mets debut. Sox one out to center. Back goes Robles into the gap to the warning track at the wall. And it's out of here. Robinson Cano goes deep in his first at bat as a New York Met.
Baseball was his passion. What you can find out tomorrow when Fox Sports Arizona debuts a new episode of It's For the Love digital series on its Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter platforms. It premieres on the Twitter and Facebook 1 o'clock and then on Instagram at 3. So set your reminder now to watch For the Love on Fox Sports Arizona's social media platforms. Luke Voit leads off the 6th against Zach Greinke, who has set down 6 consecutive Yankees. And holds a 2-1 lead. Wilmer Flores, a solo homer in the 2nd, a 2-out RBI single in the 4th. Yankees got their run on back-to-back doubles against Greinke to open up the 4th inning by Sanchez and Torres. Those two guys are up next. Voit has walked. He's hit into a double play, 0 for 1. Voit has been sharing time, or had been sharing time at first base with Greg Bird, another good young hitting prospect they have. But Bird is out with a left foot injury. He might not be back until June. Little hesitation, little hitch in the giddy up. We've seen Zach do that very, very sporadically the last couple of years.
And I think it's on a guy like Luke Voit that has that balance point. He hangs that front leg up in the air and just kind of balances on the back leg. And that time he actually came down on his front foot before Zach threw the ball.
Quick pitch. Nick Ahmed, how about that? You get the hesitation windup followed by the quick pitch, and they retire Luke Voit. That's the kind of thing that makes Zach Greinke so interesting to watch.
Oh, yeah. He looked at some video of Luke Voit, saw that thing that he does in his approach there at the plate, and said, I can have some fun with this. I'll quick pitch him. I'll slow pitch him. I'll drop slow curveballs in there.
You never know. It's a box of chocolates. Gary Sanchez doubled and scored in the fourth, 1 for 2. Way up in the air to center for Ketel Marte. How about this if you're Luke Voit, a big power hitter, you're trying to crush the ball, you get this. And then he follows it up on the very next pitch with the quick pitch.
That's the first time I've ever seen Zach Greinke quick pitch. I've seen him do that hesitation before, but I've never seen him speed up his delivery to try to take advantage of a hitter. Crafty veteran.
Gleyber Torres, the shortstop. His RBI double is the only Yankee run. He's 2 for 2 so far. Torres was the Yankees' primary second baseman as a rookie last year. In fact, he was an American League All-Star last season at 21. But this year the Yankees are without Didi Gregorius and Troy Tulowitzki, so Torres has essentially had to be their everyday shortstop. Big cut right there. Didi had Tommy John surgery last fall, so Gregorius won't be back until the summer. But he's close. Aaron Boone says they continue to believe they'll get Gregorius back for a good chunk of the year. Tulowitzki's been on the injured list with a left calf strain. He's only played 5 games all season. Zach Greinke, 82 pitches, 53 strikes. He has not thrown more than 15 pitches in an inning in each of the last 4. Trying to close out Torres to win the 6th. Deep to center, Marte is there. A 10-pitch 6th inning for Zach Greinke, who leads it 2-1.
First hit of the year. He drives one deep left field. That goes Upton. Back near the wall. It's out of here. Bartolo has done it. The impossible has happened.
And they're going to wave him around. The throw misses a cutoff man. Shot into the plate. And the play. Derek Jeter with one of the most unbelievable plays you will ever see by a shortstop.
Deep to left field. This ball's high. It's deep. Number 600 for Jim Thome. Welcome to the 600 Club.
Very nice, Jim Thome.
2 on, 2 out. 10th inning. That's in the air to left. Here comes Fisher. Throw by Ethier. Astros win it. In time.
Well, that is 50 Cent. Curtis Jackson. And his first pitch was not great. Just a bit outside.
That was Curtis Jackson. I don't even like when he comes around. I don't even want him around here. 50 Cent is the best.
Center. Way out of here.
Oh, Boggle, my goodness.
Now a 3-1 for Acuna. Swinging a high fly ball. Deep to left field.
A lot here at Chase Field. Star Wars Night coming up here Saturday, May 11. Meet some of your favorite characters and enjoy a post-game Star Wars themed fireworks show. Presented by Gila River Hotels and Casinos. D-backs and Braves, a 5:10 start. dbacks.com/Star Wars. Whoa. Red leader. This is gold leader. Eduardo Escobar doubled and scored his last time up. One of the reasons the Yankees have done so well this year, despite all their injuries, their pitching has kept them in it. They've won 6 of 7 on this trip. They've won 12 of their last 15 overall. Is that their starters don't kill the bullpens, and we saw what happened with Zach Godley the other night, and what a strain that can put in a bullpen when the starter can only go 2 or 3 and you have a clunker in there. Well, Aaron Boone's starters have gone at least 5 innings now in 14 consecutive games. That really helps.
Oh, no kidding, that really helps. You use that bullpen in a more orderly fashion. You don't have to run that shuttle between AAA and the big leagues.
Escobar, that's a fair ball. It's in the corner. Eduardo Escobar doubled to lead off the 4th, and he doubles to start the 6th. Unbelievable.
Just red hot right now. Even on the occasions when he happens to get fooled by a pitch and gets out on that front foot, he's still able to get the barrel on the ball. This one ripped down into the left field corner. And hopefully he'll score like he did back in the 4th inning when he led off with that double.
Doubles 8 and 9 this year for the reigning National League Player of the Week. David Peralta 0 for 2 so far. He has struck out and grounded out. David with a 4-game hit streak coming into today. Each team now with 5 hits. And sliders a strike 0-1. David this year is hitting .316 against left-hand pitching, so he's been very good against lefties. Trying another slider and missed. It's 1-1. CC right at 80 pitches. We mentioned his season high is 86. He's done that in each of his last 2 starts. And there is action in the Yankee bullpen. Will start to get busy down there. Jonathan Holder, the right-hander.
A similar situation back in the 4th after Escobar had doubled to lead off the inning. David hit a bullet back up the middle of the field.
Well, he got a slider and popped it up. Estrada calling for it. And that's the first out in the 6th. Peralta's 0 for 3. Here's Christian Walker 0 for 2 so far. I think this is a matchup that Christian would do pretty well with.
Yeah, I said that before he lined out to left field in his last at bat. That cutter slider combination, everything moving into the right-handed hitter. Christian can get that bat head out in front of home plate and keep it fair down that left field line.
Escobar at second base, 1 out. Boy, Mike Hazen was talking to the great Peter Gammons for a piece that appeared in The Athletic the other day about Christian Walker and how he's worked so hard to get this opportunity. And Mike told Peter that what he hopes is that Christian Walker, Adam Jones, David Peralta are what the Diamondbacks become for years. This is the guy you're looking at right now, a model of the player that they want to bring here. And Mike called a guy like Walker the ultimate grinder. And if the Diamondbacks as a team grind the way Walker does and Jones does and Peralta does, then they'll really have something here in Arizona.
Every team looks for guys like that to be their leaders. Takes so much of the pressure off the coaching staff and the manager when you have guys like that that set great examples for the younger players.
And we all know what Christian has been through to get here and get his opportunity now at the age of 28. He's been through a lot. He was waived by 3 different teams during spring training 2 years ago before the D-backs picked him up. He'd been in Baltimore, stuck behind Chris Davis when Davis was hitting 40, 50 homers a year. Then he gets here and he's stuck behind Paul Goldschmidt. But as Mike Hazen was saying, he never complained, not a peep. He just grinds. And now here he is.
Just went down to Reno and was the most valuable player in the Pacific Coast League.
Yeah, how about that? Hey, you know, Mike went on to say that with Walker playing as hard as he could every day, you just can't ignore that after a while. You have to give the guy his due, and he has stepped up and he's hit this year. Lays off the slider in the dirt, and Christian has worked it full. He struck out on a 3-2 pitch back in the 2nd. Takes the slider, and Christian works a one-out walk. Second base on balls issued by Sabathia. That'll get Aaron Boone out to the mound. And he's now at a season-high 87 pitches. And that's it for CC Sabathia, who gets his 3,000 strikeouts, but leaves trailing 2-1 back after this.
Pitch, swinging, there it is. Here comes Osmus to start it tied. Vic wants to make it a double. He didn't get the trademark, but he did get 3,000 hits.
1-0 looking for a fastball.
In the air, right center field. The first one in the Phillies uniform is a bomb into the second deck for Bryce Harper as the Phils lead it 7-4.
One in the air to left center. Back at the wall, and it's gone! It's over! A walk-off home run to win Game 3.
Ichiro to right and deep. Back goes Parra, and it's off the wall! 3,000 is in right field, and Ichiro is racing for third! And he's done it!
And he swings and drives one left center field deep. Hernandez back at the wall. Goodbye. Home run, Steve Pearce.
High fly ball into left. Back at the wall. He's got another. How about Steve Pearce?
2 home runs tonight. I'd like to see a hat trick. I don't know about you.
Goldschmidt, high drive, out to left. Huge.
2-out RBI hits. Wilmer Flores is your man. The home run in the second. And a 2-out single in the fourth. Our Chaz Roberts air conditioning and plumbing pool plays of the game.
As I said at the time, both very impressive, but the second hit was more what you expect from Wilmer Flores. Very good situational hitter, very good contact hitter. The home runs are somewhat of a surprise.
Well, those 2 RBIs have been all the D-back scoring so far, but a chance to tack on some more here against the new pitcher for the Yankees, the right-hander Jonathan Holder. 10 appearances this year. He's given up at least 1 run in 6 of those 10 appearances, but has pitched scoreless baseball in his last 3 outings. 2 on, 1 out for Flores. Escobar is at second. Walker's at first. Now, Wilmer's now hit safely in each of his last 4 starts. That batting average is up now over 240. Dodgers have a 5-1 lead over the Giants at San Francisco. They're in the 6th inning. Walker Buehler on the mound for LA. The Rockies were looking at a beauty from German Marquez, but suddenly the Brewers came back to beat them. Milwaukee beat Colorado 4-3 in Miller Park. That's out of play. Padres, who lose Fernando Tatis Jr. today to a hamstring injury, beat the Braves in Atlanta 4-3. Tampa Bay Rays, who are the only team ahead of the Yankees in the American League East, were washed out at Kansas City tonight. Two and two to Wilmer Flores. And Comet on deck. Wouldn't offer at the fastball, and he's worked it full 3-2. Escobar's at second, Walker's at first. They're loaded. Here's Nick, an infield single in the second. He grounded out his last time up to win the fourth. Base is full of D-backs, 1 out for Nick Ahmed.
Interesting defense for the Yankees. They're playing a double play depth all the way around, with the exception of Luke Voit at first base, who's playing right in on the edge of the grass.
Excuse me, Tapper back to the mound. They get 1 and 2. Through 6, it's 2-1 D-backs.
Wait a minute. Scott Service has come out. For the final time coming off a major league field. 2-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Verlander has done it again. The second no-hitter in his young career.
Seattle Mariners, Felix Hernandez, the 2-2. He got him! It's finally happened! A perfect game by a Seattle Mariner! It was done by the King!
Out on the run is Liriano, and he makes the catch! An amazing catch! Sails a throw back to first base, and this is in time! On the fly from Ramon Liriano!
Rivera sets and deals. Strike 3, ball game over. Yankees win. The greatest closer in history now has the most saves in history.
That's number 30. Where did this one land? Come close again. Are you kidding me?
To have a 2-1 lead over the Yankees. May the 15th anniversary of Randy Johnson's perfecto is coming up Saturday, May 18th. And the first 20,000 fans with us against the Giants at 7:10 get the Randy Johnson starting lineup figurine, courtesy of Cox. Visit dbacks.com. Can't mention the Yankees being at Chase Field without mentioning Randy Johnson, right?
Yeah.
Well, Zach Greinke's retired 9 straight Yankees, holding on to a 1-run lead. Hello, Ralph. And Mike Tauchman will lead off the 7th. That's the great Ralph Kelso, high above courtside, as the late great Johnny Most used to say. Tauchman, a former Rocky, is the right fielder. He's 0 for 2.
Typical Zach Greinke outing tonight. He's faced 22 batters up to this point. On 11 of them, he's either had an 0-2 or a 1-2 count.
Well, he is dealing.
And he spread the wealth. He struck out 5 Yankees here in the ball game tonight. 1 on a fastball, 2 on curveballs, 1 on a slider, and 1 on a changeup.
And it's funny because we talked about how he changes things up start to start. His changeup against the Pirates was filthy. And we haven't really seen a whole lot of it here today. Greinke hustles over, and that's 10 straight set down by the D-back right-hander. Yeah, Zach, last start against the Pirates, threw that changeup 25 times, got 19 strikes with it. We haven't seen a whole lot of that pitch here. A lot of curveballs and sliders. Here's Cameron Maybin, 1 for 2. Boy, he was exceptional last Thursday in Pittsburgh. Final game on that road trip. 7 scoreless, gave up only 2 hits. He retired the final 14 he faced in that game. He set down 10 straight right now.
Yeah, that was a weird day. We were kind of concerned that Zach was going to get his start rained out, and we didn't want the ball game to start and have Zach go a couple or 3 innings and then lose the ball game at that point. But fortunately, the weather held, and so did Zach. Been a nice mix tonight. Overall, 34 fastballs, 19 changeups, 24 sliders, and 9 of those eephus curveballs.
Andrew Chafin starts to get loose, and quickly in the Sanderson Ford bullpen. Greinke at 88 pitches. Coming at you. Well, in that start last week against the Pirates, Zach threw a season-high 105 pitches. He's obviously got some wiggle room there as Mike Butcher and Torey Lovullo start to look at matchups. He's gone over the 100 pitch mark in 4 of his last 5 starts. And here comes number 90. Wow, that has not been a strike yet, but Chad Fairchild rings up Maben, and that's 6 for Greinke. That's been a ball all night long. Maben's got a beef.
Second baseman, Tyrone Estrada.
You know, back in the day, occasionally an umpire would start the game with a tight zone, but if a pitcher consistently kept hitting that spot an inch or 2 off the outside corner and did it with all of his pitches, you could almost convince the umpire that that's a strike.
Can they get there? Who's got it? Wilmer's got it. What a catch. Wilmer Flores. A 3-man weave by the D-back defense right there. And Wilmer makes it 12 straight, retired by Greinke. We stretch it, Chase. It's 2-1 D-backs.
And they're going to wave him around. The throw misses a cutoff man. Shoulder to the plate. And the play. Derek Jeter with one of the most unbelievable plays you will ever see by a shortstop.
Now a 3-1 for Acuna. Swinging a high fly ball. Deep to left field. Way back. It's gone! The grandest of all home runs.
Deep to left field. This ball's high. It's deep. Number 600 for Jim Thome. Welcome to the 600 Club. Very nice, Jim Thome.
2 on, 2 out. 10th inning. That's in the air to left. Here comes Fisher. Throw by Ethier. Astros win it. In time.
Line drive back up the middle, base hit for Christian Yelich. Deep down the right field line and gone.
And Yelich comes through again.
It's a cycle for Christian Yelich.
Here's the pitch. Swinging a hard hit ball inside third, base hit down the left field line. Mazzara gets to third. Adrian going to second. He's got a double for 3,000.
The fans are on their feet.
Now the only man in between Paxton and the history books, a former American League MVP.
Don't forget, fans, if you can't watch the games on TV, remember to stream them live on your mobile device or your tablet with Fox Sports Go. It's presented by T-Mobile. Download the app for free. Take Fox Sports Arizona and your D-backs with you wherever you go. Tricky call here for Torey Lovullo as we start the bottom of the 7th inning. I don't know, maybe it isn't. But Zach Greinke is out there in the on-deck circle at 91 pitches. And he will bat second in this inning. Bullpen is busy, or was a minute ago.
Well, we have seen in the past Torey let Zach hit for himself and then go to the bullpen anyway. Not sure if that's the case in this particular at bat.
Greinke 91 pitches, 58 strikes. He threw 105 in Pittsburgh last week. So there should still be some gas in the tank if you want to extend him into the 8th. Murphy has struck out twice, 0 for 2. That's a Greinke coming off a, let's see, 10-pitch 6th and an 8-pitch 7th. He has been very efficient, had a long 21-pitch first, but after that has not thrown more than 15 pitches in any one inning. Jonathan Holder back out there for Aaron Boone's Yankees. Murphy skies one behind shortstop. Tyler Wade's got it, 1 out. And here comes Greinke. He will bat.
One-run game here at Chase Field right now in the bottom of the 7th inning. If you're looking at experience in one-run games, the Diamondbacks have it all over the Yankees. D-backs have played 12 one-run games, the most in the majors this year. The Yankees have only played 5 one-run games.
They've been beating everybody up, the Yankees. New York comes in having won 6 of 7 on this trip, 12 of their last 15 overall. There's a strike. New York a season high 6 over 500 at 17-11. Aaron Boone's club trails only the Rays in the AL East despite all their injuries. Fastball up and in. It's 1-1. Luke Voigt was saying after they swept in San Francisco this weekend, no one thinks we should be winning these games. They have been using 2nd and 3rd string level players. They call them the B bombers, like the B team. I think a lot of times they'll run the C team.
Yeah. Working their way through the alphabet at some of these positions.
But as you mentioned, they have played only 4 of their first 28 games against teams over 500. So they've been enjoying at least a light schedule, but that all changes with the start of this series. Next 12 against teams over 500 starting tonight. Greinke took a cut. Fastball fouled off near the Yankee dugout and out of play. Adam Jones, the leadoff man on deck. D-backs 2 runs on 5 hits. They've left 5. Yankees 1 run on 5 hits. They've left 3. That's starting to be a strike out there. Greinke goes down looking. 2 outs. Well, you couldn't buy a call out there away to a right-hander in the first 5 innings of this ball game. Adam Jones 0 for 2 with a walk. Bullpen busy for the Diamondbacks. Archie Bradley joining Andrew Chafin in the Sanderson Ford bullpen. Yankees in the 8th inning have the number 8 hitter Tyler Wade coming up, then the pitcher spot, and then Brett Gardner. 8, 9, and 1 due up.
Archie's just beginning to throw. Chafin indicated that he's already ready.
1-1. Well, you've got Wade, a left-hand batter, scheduled to start the Yankee 8th. Then a pinch hitter, then Gardner, another left-hand batter.
The time is 9:00
Fastball misses in. 2
a.m.
balls and 1 strike on the D-back leadoff man. Dodgers have opened it up at San Francisco. LA leads the Giants 9-3. They're in the 6th inning.
Home runs by Kike Hernandez and David Freese in that ball game for the Dodgers.
David Freese has been a real good pickup for them. Popped up foul ground for Luke Voit. He played 7. D-backs lead the Yankees 2-1.
And the pitch on the way. Bodie drives one in the air. Deep center field. Back goes Taylor. It's got a chance. It's a grand slam. A grand slam for David Bodie. And the Cubs have won the ball game.
Looking for hit number 1 from Franchy Cordero.
He struck him out. The Dodgers have thrown a combined no-hitter.
And on the 13th and final strikeout of the game.
Here's a ground ball right side, could do it. The Houston Astros are world champions for the first time in franchise history. And building to this moment, world champions.
Yelich knocks one to the gap in right center. This could be the one. He's going to be held to a double. He's trying for 3. He's going to do it. Get down. He's in there.
2-0 pitch. Swinging. There it is. Here comes Osmus. The started tied. Mitch wants to make it a double. He didn't get the trademark, but he did get 3,000 hits.
Looking for his first hit of the year.
He drives one. Deep left field. Back goes Upton. Back near the wall. It's out of here. Bartolo has done it. The impossible has happened.
8th inning at Chase Field. D-backs have a 2-1 lead over the Yankees. Get tickets now for a few big giveaway games on the schedule. First 10,000 moms to the Mother's Day game May 12th. Get the charm necklace and the Randy Johnson perfect game starting lineup figurine on May 18th. And the tribal cap on June 1st. See all our giveaways for this year at dbacks.com/promos. Zach Greinke back out there to start the 8th inning. Tyler Wade, left-hand batter, leads it off. Pitcher spot behind him, Gio Urshela, is in the on-deck circle, set to bat for the pitcher with Zach Britton warming up in the Yankee bullpen. Greinke, who retired the final 14 batters he faced in his win at Pittsburgh last week, has retired the last 12 Yankees he's faced here tonight. Greinke against the Pirates, 7 scoreless, gave up only 2 hits, set down the final 14. Tonight he's pitched 7 innings of 1-run ball. And back out there to start the 8th at just over 90 pitches. There's the slow curve. He threw 105 pitches in that start at PNC Park last week.
And I don't even think he broke a sweat. He was so in command of that game from the very start. Everything he threw was either on the spot he was trying to throw it or just an inch or 2 off.
Gio Urshela, who was hit on the hand in San Francisco over the weekend, will bat for the pitcher, Jonathan Holder. Wade reaches out and stays alive on that slider. Well, we talked about at the start of the show what kind of an April it's been for Zach Greinke. 5 starts this month, 4-0.
I've never seen that before.
Tough landing there.
He is as balanced as any pitcher I've ever seen out there on the mound. It's really odd to see him lose his balance and kind of stumble on his follow through that time.
Wade putting up a fight. There's the changeup, goes down and digs that out.
This is the 10th 1-2 count in the game for Zach Greinke. Man, when you're ahead and put the hitter on the defensive the way Zach does and have all the weapons at his disposal that Zach does, that makes it tough to hit.
The last Yankee hit was Torres's RBI double that tied the game in the 4th. Since then, Greinke set down the last 12. Fastball away. It's 2-2 on Tyler Wade, who's in at third base tonight.
I mentioned the Diamondbacks really only overshifting on Tyler Wade and Brett Gardner, and then only with 2 strikes.
Yeah, they have 3 defenders on the right side of the infield right now. Here's the 2-2. Tried the curveball and missed, and now it's full. Urshela, the right-hand batter, on deck, set to hit for the pitcher. Torey Lovullo's mantra in these situations usually is one base runner and you're coming out. Bradley and Chafin are ready in the Sanderson Ford bullpen. Here's the 3-2 to Tyler Wade. We'll keep going. He's trying to get him on that changeup, but he's fouled off a couple.
Just caught a piece of that one. As we've mentioned about Zach's changeup, it's not so much the change in velocity because it's only 2 or 3 miles an hour slower than his fastball, but he gets a lot more movement on that changeup, and that time it almost snuck underneath Wade's bat.
Speed things up a bit. Fights off a fastball and we'll keep going. Other than that first inning when Greinke stranded 2 on with 2 out, he has been tremendously efficient here tonight.
He had 2 3-ball counts back in the first inning. This is the first 3-ball count since then.
Wow. Got him. 7 strikeouts for Greinke, 1 down in the 8th. Just wore him down.
You just never know what he's going to throw. I mean, a 3-2 count against a lot of pitchers, you can be pretty sure you're going to get a fastball. But against Zach Greinke, you might get a 69-mile-an-hour curve. You might get a hard slider. You might get the hard changeup. That time, an elevated fastball.
Well, Tyler Wade put up a good fight, a 9-pitch at bat. Now Murphy wants a word as Gio Urshela will bat for the pitcher. Urshela had to leave their game in San Francisco Sunday, hit on the left hand by a pitch. X-rays were negative, so he did not get the start at third base tonight.
Well, the on-deck hitter, Brett Gardner, wearing number 11. When he came to the Yankees, he said, give me the lowest number you have.
That's true.
1 through 10 have all been retired. Billy Martin, Derek Jeter, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Joe DiMaggio, Joe Torre, Mickey Mantle, Yogi Berra, and Bill Dickey share number 8. Roger Maris, number 9. Phil Rizzuto, number 10.
Oh, holy cow there, Wade.
21 total retired numbers for the Yankees.
Escobar backhands at third. Got him. Took away extra bases from Gio Urshela. 2 outs.
Nice pick. Good body control. Gains his balance. Straight over the top throw on to Christian Walker. Nicely done.
Well, that's going to be it. And just like his start at Pittsburgh last week, Zach Greinke retires the final 14 batters he faces. He will leave with 2 outs in the 8th inning, holding a 2-1 lead. Another Greinke masterpiece here tonight.
Now a 3-1 for Acuna. Swinging a high fly ball. Deep to left field. Way back. It's gone! The grandest of all home runs.
Cespedes on the move. He's not going to get it. And it rolls off the side wall, and they're going to wave home Kendrick. The throw to the plate is there.
Oh, my
and
goodness.
they got it. Are you kidding me?
Wow. Robinson Cano in his Mets debut. Sox one out to center. Back goes Robles into the gap to the warning track at the wall. And it's out of here. Robinson Cano goes deep in his first at bat as a New York Met.
Boxing flies one in the air to left center. Back at the wall. And it's gone. It's over. A walk-off home run to win game 3.
Line drive back up the middle, base hit for Christian Yelich. Deep down the right field line and gone.
And Yelich
Yelich comes through again.
It's a cycle for Christian Yelich.
Zack Greinke has been an absolute ace here in April, and that was the case again tonight. He walked only one. He had 7 strikeouts, gave up just 1 run in 7 2/3, and set down the final 14 Yankees.
As efficient as he could possibly be tonight. He got 10 outs on 3 or fewer pitches in this ball game tonight.
And he turns it over to the sheriff, Andrew Chafin. Bases empty, 2 outs in the 8th. He'll face Brett Gardner, who was 1 for 3, a single in the 3rd. Sliders a strike. The numbers on Chafin. ERA just over 2.5, his 14th appearance of the year. Brett Gardner this year 3 for 19 against left-hand pitchers. Well, you've got the big power hitter Luke Voit on deck. Sanchez behind him. Archie Bradley ready in the bullpen, so this figures to be Chafin's only batter, win or lose. Fastball's there, and he's ahead 1-2. Got him. Andrew Chafin gets the strikeout. Bottom 8 on the way. It's still 2-1 Diamondbacks.
Sale winds, he fires. Swing and a miss, strike 3, it's over. The Red Sox have won the World Championship. They win the World Series 4-1. Can you believe it?
Here's the pitch. Swinging a hard hit ball inside third, base hit down the left field line. Mazzara gets the third. Adrian going to second. He's got a double for 3,000.
Wait a minute. Scott Service has come out. The final time coming off a major league field.
Well, that is 50 Cent. Curtis Jackson. And his first pitch was not great. Just a bit outside.
That was Curtis Jackson. I don't even like when he comes around. I don't even want him around here. 50 Cent is the best.
In the air to deep left field for Tatis Jr. His first home run in the majors is a 2-run blast. There's contact, and then there's that.
2 home runs tonight. I'd like to see a hat trick. I don't know about you.
The marquee matchup has lived up to its billing. You got to be a piece of history, and well, Zack Greinke threw a gem.
Well, they both CC Sabathia and Zack Greinke pitched like they belong in Cooperstown tonight. We talked about it on the pregame show. They didn't disappoint.
But this is now in the hands of the bullpen. We'll see how it plays out, and we'll see you after the game. But right now, back to the booth. Steve?
Thanks, Todd. Here is the latest entry from the Yankee bullpen. It's Zach Britton, Bob, who has not been super sharp as of late.
Yeah, 11 innings of work. He's walked 7 batters. He throws a heavy sinker that he's had trouble locating at the bottom of the strike zone.
That was it right there.
Yeah.
Ketel Marte leads off the D-back 8th. Marte, Escobar, Peralta due up 2, 3, and 4. Ketel so far 0 for 3. Well, he's missed with 2 sinkers so far. It's 2-0 on Marte, who's hitting over 300 this year as a right-hand batter with 4 home runs. Slices this one to right center. Talkman won't get it. It's to the wall. And Marte's on the run. He'll stop at second. A leadoff double.
It's a sinker right down the middle and low. And until Marte goes down to get it, that ball had a lot of slice. I thought it was going to work its way back to Mike Talkman in right field, but instead it splits that gap. A leadoff double for Ketel Marte.
Well, here's Eduardo Escobar, who has doubled twice already tonight. 2 for 3. D-backs 2 runs on 6 hits. They've left 5. You'd love to get that run home from second. And again, Voit comes in on the grass at first against Escobar. There's the sinker right there. Stats with Lowe's. Eduardo Escobar, boy, has he been rolling. He is Mr. Double. Most doubles 2018 and 2019 combined this season and last year. Escobar has more than anyone in baseball, 57. Last year 48 doubles, second most of the major leagues. He's already got 9 doubles this season. Took a cut at that sinker. 0-2. Sinker, you got to look for it up, right?
Yeah, you prefer to look for it up around the belt, because once it does take the sink in that hitting zone, it's going to be down mid-thigh. Anything mid-thigh and down is probably going to end up out of the strike zone.
Like that one just did. You saw former Rockies reliever Adam Ottavino warming up in the Yankee bullpen along with former D-back pitching coach Mike Harkey.
Now, Ottavino figured out a way to get underneath the retired numbers of the Yankees. Took number 0.
That's his trademark. Base hit. That's by Wade at third. Marte had to go back to the bag at second until it got through, so he'll stop at third base. Escobar 3 for 4. The reigning National League Player of the Week just keeps heating up.
And everything he's hitting is coming off the bat with authority. That was a breaking ball that time. Escobar catches it out in front of the plate and just rips it into left field. As you said, Marte had to freeze on the line drive. Don't want to get doubled up in that situation, so he only advances 90 feet onto third.
Well, Peralta's been facing left-handers all night. He was 0 for 3 against CC Sabathia. Now he steps in against Zach Britton. Runners on the corners and nobody out. Dave McKay coaching at first. Tony Parashika flashing signs at third.
So far tonight, the Diamondbacks 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Wilmer Flores double back in the 4th, scored a run. That latest hit by Eduardo Escobar did not score a run, but still counts as a hit with runners in scoring position.
Center field for Gardner. Marte's at third. This will be deep enough. Here he comes. Escobar hustles into second. He's in there, and it's 3-1 D-backs. RBI for David Peralta.
Boy, nice job by David to get a pitch he could lift in the air to the outfield, keep it off the ground. Drives that runner home from third and heads up base running by Eduardo Escobar. The play's right in front of you. Tag up and start toward second base. If you read that the throw's on line, you stop and go back to first. If you read the throw offline, you proceed on to second base.
Christian Walker 0 for 2 with a walk. Boy, Christian in his last 13 games batting an even .400. 11 extra base hits in his last 13. Chance to add another run right here. Boy, it's just one sinker after another from Britton, 1-1. The closer, Greg Holland, starts to get it cranked up in the Sanderson Ford bullpen. Yankees in the ninth will have Voit, Sanchez, and Torres due up 2, 3, and 4. Mixed it up. That's the slider. 1-2.
Like Walker got a little bit of a zinger in the right arm that time. Occasionally when you get fooled by a pitch and that top hand rolls over the swing, you kind of catch body parts out of position. You get nerves that get jangled around there.
Yeah, you can see that wrist roll over like that.
Immediately start shaking it out.
A little too far out for Chad Fairchild that time. They missed with a slider, and Christian's back even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wilmer Flores, who has a pair of 2-out RBI hits tonight, is on deck. Aaron Boone, Larry Rothschild is pitching coach. Another sinker in the dirt, and Walker's worked it full, 3-2. That's the third 3-2 count in 4 plate appearances for Walker here tonight. We talked about him being a grinder. That's what grinders do.
And occasionally the grinder doesn't get the results, but the guys hitting behind him in the order do.
Wear him down. Hand it off to the next guy. That's been a consistent theme with Torey Lovullo. Build innings, link at bats. Trust the guy behind you.
Play for moments.
Playing downhill baseball right now, up 3-1. He struck him out, went back to that slider that Walker had swung over the top earlier. And that's the second out in the 8th. Well, if you want a guy up there with 2 outs, it's Wilmer. He hit a solo homer in the second with 2 down for the game's first run. And then in the 4th, a 2-out RBI single gave the D-backs a 2-1 lead. They now lead at 3-1. Escobar at second base and 2 outs. Can he get 3 2-out RBI hits in one game? Wilmer's been aboard all 3 times he's been up. The homer, the single, and a walk his last time. He's got 2 RBIs. He scored a run. Joe Harvey, right-hander, standing by in the Yankee bullpen.
Talked earlier in the ballgame about some of the issues that Gary Sanchez has had behind the plate this year. Watch his setup as he gets ready to receive the pitch from Zach Britton. And we used to call it a scissors. The right foot is well in front of the left one.
Bounced up the middle. And Torres is there from shortstop. But the D-backs get one more. They'll take a 3-1 lead to the 9th. Here comes Greg Holland.
Malone looking for his first hit of the year. He drives one deep left field. That goes Upton. Back near the wall. It's out of here. Bartolo has done it. The impossible has happened. Robinson Cano in his Mets debut. Sox one out to center. Back goes Robles into the gap to the warning track at the wall. And it's out of here. Robinson Cano goes deep in his first at bat as a New York Met.
2-0 pitch. Swinging. There it is. Here comes Osmus. The start and tie. Mitch wants to make it a double. He didn't get the trademark. but he did get 3,000 hits.
Looking for hit number 1 from Franchy Cordero.
He struck him out. The Dodgers have thrown a combined no-hitter.
And on the 13th and final strikeout of the game.
Now a 3-1 for Acuna. Swinging a high fly ball. Deep to left field. Way back. It's gone! The grandest of all home runs.
Line drive back up the middle, base hit for Christian Yelich. Deep down the right field line and gone!
And Yelich comes to
D-backs holding a 3-1 lead as Greg Holland is on to try and close it out. He'll face the Yankees' best hitters, Luke Voit, Gary Sanchez, Gleyber Torres. 2, 3, and 4. Holland so far a perfect 5 for 5 in his save opportunities. Voit 0 for 2 with a walk, starts off the 9th. And check on that slider, it's 0-1. Defensively, Ketel Marte comes in from center, takes over at second base for Wilmer Flores. Flores moves to first, replacing Christian Walker, and Gerard Dyson is the new center fielder. Dyson will bat 9th. Pitcher spot is 5th in the D-back order. 0-2 on Luke Voit. Voit red hot last 7 games, 4 homers, 10 RBIs. Hitless so far tonight. Hard to short, right to Nick, 1 down. Gracie standing by with Todd. D-backs live post-game show follows our ball game. Reaction from inside the clubhouse. You'll hear from Torey Lovullo and the D-backs players. With another game against the Yankees set for tomorrow afternoon at 12:40 start. That's Merrill Kelly against Masahiro Tanaka. Sanchez doubled and scored in the 4th, 1 for 3. Sliders a strike. Sanchez with tremendous power. 8 homers this year in just 15 games. He homered both Saturday and Sunday in their wins at San Francisco. A little too far out there for Chad Fairchild. 1-1. Dodgers have a 10-3 lead over the Giants. They're in the 8th inning at San Francisco. Rockies beaten by the Brewers at Miller Park 4-3. Padres 4-3 winners over the Braves in Atlanta. Fastball in there for a strike, and it's 1-2. Big crowd here tonight. D-backs trying to snap this 2-game losing skid. Get back to 4 over 500. Wants the slider down. Got him. Oh, that's that curveball that Holland throws occasionally. And that's 2 outs.
A little more of a downer pitch that time. A little slower than the hard slider that Greg Holland throws, and got Sanchez way out in front chasing that bad pitch.
They're on their feet here at Chase. Shortstop Gleyber Torres, last man standing. He has singled, doubled, and knocked in the only Yankee run. 2 for 3. Torres homered against the Giants on Sunday. He's hit safely in 7 straight, counting tonight. Fastball down and away. Tell you one thing, Greg Holland does not mess around. Bounce to third. Escobar charges. Ball game. D-backs beat the Yankees 3-1, and the Diamondbacks have won 11 of their last 15. The only 4 losses coming at the hands of the Cubs.
Well, if you need any more evidence that Zack Greinke is the ace of this staff and one of the best pitchers in the game, he left 1 batter for Andrew Chafin and 1 inning for Greg Holland. That's what you want your starting pitcher to do.
And for the 2nd consecutive game, Greinke retired the last 14 batters he faces. And boy, is he hot. 5-1 to close April. 3-1 the final here. Back with more after this.